took part with is truly inspirational. And there was a lot of people who learned a lot, they understood a lot, and your ajr inshallah and your reward is. Let's recite as Zahra Banu Ansari, daughter of Khaja Ayyub Hussain Ansari. Salawat. Ma salli ala Muhammad. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين سيما بقية الله الأعظم روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Again, just a couple of things before I start the lecture and the speech while you all can do your good deed. Two things: that we will be continuing our programs after Ramadan, but not daily. Right? It will be on Saturday nights. We are going to switch our mode to Saturday. Every Saturday night, inshallah, we will have the program that includes dinner, that includes speech, and fun. So we will have that every Saturday night, and so keep that in your calendar, keep that free. It is a time for us to come together as a community and to learn and to try to get closer to our Imam. So this is something that's going to happen every Saturday night. On the other hand, also we have a list. I think the announcement was made that we want to get the people who live here and attend here and are a part of this center, right, to be helping the center on a monthly basis. Whatever you can give, there's a list you have over there that is available. You can write your name on the list and become a monthly donor. The donation could be any amount, it doesn't matter, right? What is important are donating on a monthly basis to the center. Everything that we want to do is transparent, and we want to make sure that everyone is a part of it, because we all are a part of this center and we all are part of this community. There is no one prior or senior than others, and everyone who comes, and no matter what time they come, is the same, and they all belong to us. It's a family, and that's how we work forward. We have lots of kids over here, and the kids love talking, and we've seen that on the video also, right, which is a good thing, right, because that's what we encourage, but not during the speech, right? So we ask the kids and everyone that, I know, that you can listen, and it's hard because difficult for youngsters, of young age to be in one place for a long time, but we are really proud of the fact that you are here, you are doing a great job. So inshallah, we want the best, and we want to raise our children up in the best way possible, right? With the best environment possible, so that they can have the best confidence in themselves, knowing that they belong to a community and a religion that has shown them the best possible manners and etiquettes. So with that, inshallah, that's what we want to share with you. Now let's send the salawats. Okay, does anyone have any questions before I start regarding any sort of the program or the speech or anything like that? I will take this time before I begin the lecture to answer some questions. Yes. Earnestly work together, all of us, right? If we can work together to create funds, it just doesn't have to be you. You see, when we, for example, want to start trying to get our own place as a masjid and as a center, then it's not just us, the community, it's the work that you put in. You have relatives, you have friends, everyone reaches out to everyone that they know, and you'll see that the funds start coming in. We want to get a place of our own where we can have our own Eid festival. That's what we want. We want to have a place that we can have our own Eid festival there and accommodate as many people as we can. And that is my goal. I don't want to get closeted into a small space where every time we need something done, we need to hire a hall for it now or another place for it. Why can't we get our own place? And these areas that we are in right now, around these areas, has lots of spaces. And we can do that. It's just that we all need to band together, and that's why that monthly pledge that you give is important, because it helps us to understand how much we get and how much base we have that we can move forward then. Okay, yes, Imran, you have a question? Jumpers, they do allow. So we are going to have jumpers in Eid for sure. Yes. Water slides, I think they allow that because they are jumpers, we can do that, yes. But it's too cold for water slides. You can only... Okay, very good. She's asking, if you all heard the question, and it's a very nice question, good question, is that if you have a dilemma between what your mind says and what your heart says, I said that you should, if there's a conflict like that, then you should go along with aql and not your heart, right? But then she says, what is the use of the heart? Very good. Now, we are talking about two different things. See, when the heart says something and the aql doesn't conflict with it, then you go along with the heart. No one stops you from going along with the heart. In fact, it's the best thing for you to do. But when there's a conflict between reasoning and emotion, then you go along with reasoning rather than emotion. The technical term for it, it's called sabr. Sabr is to go, whenever there's a conflict with the intellect and the heart, to go along with the intellect and refuse what the heart says. It's called sabr. But what is the heart useful for? Very good. Here's what's the heart useful for. The aql, pay attention to this, the intellect and your mind is capable of bringing you to the truth, but it's not capable of helping you walk on it, to travel on it. Aql helps you to come to what is right, not to help you to walk on it and go forward. What helps you to go on the right path and walk on it is your heart, is your passion. That passion that comes from the heart. That is the strength by which you actually walk. It is a higher level of practice. Coming to the truth is the job of the intellect. Going and walking on the path of truth is where the heart comes in and gives you the confidence, the inspiration, the determination to go forward. These are all things that come from the heart. That's why it's important. Okay, salawats. Okay, everyone, now let's get started with the speech itself. All right, let's send one more salawats. All right. We're talking about life in the width of life. We went through the length and the height. We're talking about the width. Now, I'm telling you certain principles that will help you to make your life better. Now, the idea of the height and the width is what? Is that we can increase the ability we have, to use the blessings of Allah. That's what that's what we are. That's what our job is here, this world. So if you all can get settled down, a lot of movement happening, you know. Allahumma salli. Yes, if you all can just move forward and not move around so that we can get started with the speech. Thank you. So, now, as we are going to get forward with this, it's important that this message gets out to all of us. A lot of times what happens is that we are all looking for happiness. There's no one who lives their life looking to be miserable, to live through dread and pain. Everyone wants happiness. They end up with pain, it's one thing. But they all want happiness. You're trying to do the best that you can to find happiness. That's why you come to the center. That's why you fast, because you feel that by doing this, you are going to get some sort of happiness. Maybe that's not true. And you might end up with more pain, trouble. You come to the masjid and someone said something nasty to you. You know, so it backfired. You thought that you're coming to do something good and people will praise you, but they said something horrible. So now you end up with a headache, a dilemma. And what do you want to do? This is horrible. It's terrible that this happened to you. But here's the thing. We want to live our life for happiness. No one wants to do it the other way. But the problem is this, that a lot of times, because we don't know what life is, we go after things thinking that this is happiness when it's not. We think there's happiness in there. We think that we're going to get something good and we're going to feel better, but it's not. For example, there's a hadith that says that the best way to get rich in life, is go to Hajj. Go for Hajj. The more you spend, the richer you'll get. The more expensive the package you buy, the richer you'll get. And the more that you travel, the better chances of you getting richer. Hadith is saying that. Now, listen. Nowadays, an economy package near the haram costs $10,000. Right? It costs $10,000. Now, for a lot of people, when they have to pay $10,000, that's a heavy load on their pocket and on their wallet. But you know what? So apparently, you think, that this is going to help you, but at the beginning, you lose $10,000 right away. And that too, you have to go there and suffer. Because Hajj is not easy. Any of you who have been to Hajj know this. It is very strenuous. It's physically draining. And you find yourself at different times in different places where your life is at risk. And then you wonder, I paid $10,000 for this? Why did I do that? Sometimes you look at it. You are thinking that there's going to be some sort of happiness that you're going to get out of it, or some sort of peace that you're going to get out of this. But eventually what happens is that you get a headache, you go through stress, you spend money. It wasn't what you expected. Same thing is with life. A lot of things we do in life expecting happiness, expecting peace, but it doesn't happen. People, for example, get married to find peace. I don't know why they do that, but they do. The rumor is out there, and they believe in it. And so they get married. When they get married, what happens? This becomes the dilemma of your life. You thought you had problems before. This is a permanent. Now it's so hard for you, even if you want to get out of it, Everyone will say, no, you can't. And it so happens. So now what happens? You thought that you were getting into it to find peace, but it didn't work that way. A lot of things we do in life, but when you do things in life, you see it doesn't work that way. One of the things to understand, my friends, is this, that really the peace Allah is talking about, and the happiness He's talking about, and the reward He's talking about is not for a temporary 70 years. The peace He's talking about is actual peace. The happiness He's talking about is actual happiness. Not something where you have to come over here and do that. That's why we see many people fall into traps. As a human being, what do you want? You want actual happiness? You want real happiness, or you just want to be like, happy for a while? There are things you can take, that are legal for temporary happiness. Yes. You can take pills and this and that, opioids and whatever it is. But what good is that? What kind of happiness is that? There's only happiness, and for a little while. That's not real happiness. And we are so much after happiness and we are not getting it, and we think that we're going to find it, that we will pay no matter how much money it is. There are seminars that happen here where you have to pay $300 to go in, and it's a seminar that's titled How to Be Happy in Life. And it's usually full. And the host of the seminar, when he comes to teach you about happiness, he says, here guys, here's how to be happy. No matter what problems you're going through, whatever happens to you, it's going to face you, and all these things happen. All you need to do is just smile. Yes, open your lips and smile. So what? That's the secret of happiness? That's how you become happy? That's an insult to my intelligence. That's how you teach monkeys how to do things, not human beings. Say it like this, come on, smile. And everyone's like, yeah. And they all just smile. Why? Because they paid $300 for this. They paid $300, and the guy who's hosting it, he's smiling, and his smile is genuine because he got $300 from you. His smile is genuine. He's like, yeah, come on, man, smile. And you are like, trying to smile. But this is not happiness. This is a fraud. This is a scam. And that's what happens. People who are trying to show you happiness, it's a scam they're running. There's no such thing like that. If we are human beings, we need to find out what real happiness is. What is that state that I can be where happiness is real, actual, and it's lasting? And that's what I want to find out. I don't want to be fooled into trying to do something by which I can fool myself or play a fraud on myself. I don't want to do that. I want to find the real happiness. How do we do that? That's important for us to know. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala. Now what happens is that people they are so desperate to find happiness in life, some sort of peace in life, that they will try anything. Really, they will try anything. You give them a pitch, you already had them when you advertised happiness. That's what I'm looking for. You have these psychics who promise you happiness by looking at your hand. They said, happiness is written for you. Well, if it's written for me, why am I paying you $20 or $50, for telling me that? I don't need to know that if it's going to come. But we are so desperate to know it. We are so desperate for it that we will do anything to get it. And this is the reason that we fall into so many wrong things. So many wrong things. My friends, when we talk about enjoyment in life, enjoyment is not something, for example, that is temporary, that only lasts for a little while and that's it, it goes away. That's not enjoying life. That's terrible. That's teasing yourself. You know what a tease is? Tease is something that promises you something but it never delivers. You're trying to promise yourself something and it's never going to come. What kind of enjoyment is that? That's not real enjoyment. And that's why people who want enjoyment, they think that life means enjoy. What does enjoyment mean? Parties, drinking, dancing, clubs. That's what it enjoyment, loud music, all these things. They think that this is why they're enjoying. No, you're not enjoying by doing things. You're not enjoying life by doing these things. You're running away from the miserable life that you have by doing these things. People who are miserable, who are unable to enjoy their life, they're depressed in their life, they find escape in these things. They find escape in music. They find escape in drugs. They find escape in clubs, in dancing, in parties. They think that, this is the spice of life. It's not. What kind of spice is that? That's only going to give you an upset stomach. I mean, it should be tasty and the taste should last, not something that's harmful and you can't even eat your food. I mean, if you ever have those hot sauces, that they dare you. When we used to be in Florida, right? The guys over there used to make up their own hot sauces at home, their concoctions at home, right? One of them was called Double Dare, He called it Double Dare. And when you put that on the food, you can't even taste the food. You're just like crying. It's hurting you. I said, this is not enjoyable, really. It's hurting yourself. Why are we doing this to ourselves? What happened? You don't like the food? What's going on with you? The problem is that a lot of us are like that in life. I don't like my life. I hate it. It's miserable. I can't enjoy it. So what do? I go into these things and think that I'm going to enjoy life by doing these things. You're not enjoying life. You're enjoying things in life. It's two different things. That's two different things. People who don't know how to enjoy life, they go into things. I want this. I want to play, I want to watch football. That's how I enjoy life. No, you don't enjoy life. You enjoy football. You enjoy cricket. You don't enjoy life. You enjoy movies. You don't enjoy life. You enjoy relationships. You don't enjoy life. You don't know how to enjoy life. That's why you need these things. If a person knows what life is and enjoys it, he doesn't need anything. Even if he's all alone in a cave, he would be having the time of his life. He will be. And that's why when you look at the Imams who were just as happy in solitude as they were in any sort of company. Why? Because they enjoyed life. They enjoyed being alive. People who don't know how to be alive, they don't know how to enjoy life, they find themselves in these things. And they say, I'm enjoying life. Really? Are you enjoying life or are you enjoying parties? Tell the truth. Why are you lying to yourself? You're defrauding yourself by saying that. Learn how to enjoy life. And when you learn to enjoy life, you will not need anything. Nothing. Everything else will be a distraction. Everything else will be a distraction. I am enjoying my life. But here, let's do this, let's do that. Okay, just to be with you, but you know what? I don't need it. I am having fun. I'm happy the way I am. Wow. How can that be? How can you reach that state? This is why we need to know about life. So my friends, do not get disillusioned or don't get fooled by these sort of things that says enjoy life. These are the enjoyments of life. No, it's not. You know when Allah speaks about these things, what He says? He says that your children and good cars and good houses and all these things are what? Obviously, I'm not saying the ayat literally. He spoke about horses, right? He spoke about those things, right? But I'm transporting the ayat into our age, right? All of these things that you think are the spice of life and all these things, He says these are all trials for you. Embellishments. You think that they're, well, no, they're not. There's nothing in it for you. You are fooling yourself by thinking that this is life. No, it's not. Life is much better than these things. Life is the greatest gift Allah has given us. Life is the greatest blessing He has given us. The greatest mercy He has given us. And hence, when we look at life, we should be like, Subhanallah, Allah, I just thank You for the life that You gave me. I'm alive. Why can't I find happiness in the fact that I'm alive? Is it that bad? Is it that horrible? Our life is that horrible that we cannot find happiness in there? Really, escaping from reality is what we do when we think that these things are good for us and they're happiness, but they're not. What is real happiness? Send us salawats. A lot of people say that, Maulana, I understand what you're saying on one level, but really, isn't this a game Allah is playing with us? Look at it. He's playing a game with our life. He makes us go through these trials, through this maze, and we have problems and we have headaches and we go through it. Why is Allah doing this to us? To me? Does anyone have that question? Does anyone? Okay, good. Imran, you have it. Thank you. Why has Allah done this to you, But anyone other than Imran, does he have that question in their mind, truly, and be honest, and he's honest, that long time ago you had this, right? That why Allah, why are you making me go through all these things in life? I didn't ask for this. I didn't sign up for this. Why are you making me go through all these problems in life? Really, I didn't ask for it. And you know what? Your question is valid. Allah is the one who's giving you all the troubles. No one else. Don't try to blame your relatives who are playing magic on you. Don't try to, for example, blame Israel for all your problems. You have flu and you blame Israel. Okay, listen, relax, man. They're not that strong, right? The only one who's strong enough to give you a lot of problems in life is Allah. And He's the one who gives it. That's true. He's the one that when you feel that you are now stable and settled down, boom, He punches you in the face. And you're like shaken up by it. Your whole life is shaken up by it. Allah, why are you doing that to me? It's true that He does that. It's true that He does that. And I have no excuse for it. I have no excuse for it. There's no legitimate justification for it. Allah does that. And He accepts it in the Quran that He does that. No one else does it but Him. So, why Allah? Why are you doing this? All I can offer you is this. And I want you to understand this. All I want to offer you is this. It's like, for example, Allah is playing a game with you, like chess. He's playing chess with you. You're on the other side, He's on the other side. and he is playing with you. You make a move, he makes a move. You make a move, and he makes a move. Now tell me, Allah, at the end, you are the all-knowing, the all-wise, and I'm just an ignorant old fool. I am going to lose. I am going to lose. Here's the thing. When Allah, the only thing I can tell you is this. When Allah is playing with you, the only thing that you should know is that if you're playing against Allah, He will never let you lose. He will never let you lose. The only people who lose are the ones who do not play the game of life and run away. Those who play the game of life and go through the problems, Allah is that trainer who is giving you problems just to make you better. And anytime He sees that you're going to fall, He is there to pick you up. Anywhere you see that you are now shaken up, He's the one who gives you stability. Anywhere where you are now dizzy, disillusioned, He's the one who brings you to a refuge. Billy, when you are going to have the toughest time in your life, trust me, your toughest time is yet to come. Yeah, you had a great life, ups and downs, roller coasters, and this and that. That's nothing compared to what's coming. Yes, you think you had some frightening moments in your life? The most frightening moment is coming. It's coming in your life. I want you to just, this is a preview right now. I'm giving you a trailer, of the moment that's coming in your life that's going to be the most frightening moment of your life, and that is going to be in your grave. When you will be taken to your grave the first night, and people will come and put you in the grave, your relatives and people who loved you and all these things, they are just going to come and give you a shoulder and then put you in that grave, read a Fatiha for you, put the dirt on you, and, not even the whole dirt. They'll just put a little bit, go behind, and then the tractor will come and put the rest. And that's it. Now you're in your grave. And when you get into that grave all alone in solitude, nothing there, and they all walk away from you, and you realize how lonely you are now. And then when you see the angels as they come to you, and as they are going to come and they are going to now just appear before you. You have never seen an angel, right, in your life? That itself is a frightening sight. An angel? That's new. Never seen an angel before. I only saw a depiction in movies. But it's quite a bit different, when it's in real life. In real life, those angels don't look so pretty. They don't look so pretty, It says that when they come, it will be like a scary sight, frightening. So when you are going to stand there, and you will be at the most frightened moment of your life, and you are a man who lived life, and you knew what life is, and you lived it, and you did it for Allah's cause, and you did it for Allah's sake, and you wanted happiness from Allah, and you're expecting it from Allah. So as you lie down there, and the angel now comes to you, and you're like so afraid right now, that you are just shaking in your coffin, what will happen? Allah will tell the angels, that angel that comes there to question you or to get you, He will tell the angels, move aside. Go on to the side. The angel will move aside, and then there will be Ahlul Bayt that will appear. At the lowest point of your life, Allah will send Ahlul Bayt to give you comfort. Imam Ali will come. Bibi Fatima will come. Imam Hassan will come. Imam Hussein will come. They will give you comfort there. Allah, in all my life, when I was falling down, you were always there to catch me. Even at this moment, when I am nothing, and here you are catching me, bringing me to comfort. My friends, when you play a game and it's Allah who's your opponent, He will never let you lose. The only reason He gives you problems is so that He can make you a better player, a stronger player, so that you can reach your heights. That's the only thing that He takes you. That's why He says, don't take this life seriously. It's just a game. It's a game. Don't take it seriously. Whatever you're going through, you think that I'm going to let you be destroyed? No, I will let you fall, but I will not let you be defeated. I will let you go down so you can stand up, but I'll never let you be broken. I'm the one who's there for you. This is that comfort we have in this life as we live. The problems we have in this life, let it be. It happens that we have problems. Every one of you, you have problems in life. Every one of you has problems. No one is without problems. And you know what? When those problems happen, know that it's Allah who's giving it to you. And if He is giving it to you, then He's in charge. You know that He's never going to let you be destroyed. Trust that in Allah, and you will find your peace here in this life. You will find a comfort in this life. And then when you find that comfort, that's the actual reason for being happy. In this life, that's the actual reason for being happy. Not by doing things like partying and this and that. This is garbage. That doesn't make you happy. You know, it's like, for example, you have cancer and you're taking Tylenol. I'm sorry, it's not going to cure your cancer. Yes, it'll help you get through the night. But in the morning, you'll have your headache. And your cancer is all back. That's all that happens, right? So this is why true happiness here is not escaping from reality, but facing reality and knowing what it actually is. And what it actually is that Allah is in front of you and He's making sure that you do not get destroyed. This is where the true source of happiness comes in life, of this world. I will end here. We only have like 3 more speeches to go. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and Monday. Tuesday, obviously, will be the night of Eid. So, we will have just a short speech. Everyone wants to go back and get ready for the Eid. And we have lots of things to do, and I'll just give instructions that night. We only have 3 more speeches to go. I want to wrap this subject up. And inshallah, we want to take it to some sort of a conclusion, a climax. So inshallah, you get a whole picture of what life is, and as I am explaining to you, and hopefully this will help us in our life and as we go forward. So any questions? Yes, Brother Rehan.
What's the purpose of the strength that He wants to give us? Why does He want us to be strong?
It's because of the width. The strength is the capacity to use His blessings. The more we are capable, the more He can give us. So in Akhirat, He wants to give us an infinite amount. But we need to be capable of that. And that's what He's getting us ready for. To get more of His blessings, His mercy. He wants to show us everything. He wants to give us everything. But we need to be ready for it. So that's what He's getting us ready for. And that's why when we look at life, we're like, I'm getting myself ready to get those blessings Allah wants to give me. Because the blessings in Jannat are a lot more than here. Here you get, halim and biryani and it's all good. It's all great, right? There, hey, lunch will last a few years. Yes. It's going to be cold when the Eid festival is? I don't know. It's getting hot nowadays, It's on Wednesday. Well, no, the Eid festival, we will do it on the weekend after. Wednesday, we will have the prayer here. We'll have the prayer here, inshallah, at 9 o'clock. We'll do the prayer here and everything. And, we'll have our snacks and, and fun and all those things, right? But the Eid festival, inshallah, we'll plan it for that weekend. We'll see what we can get the date. Some park in any of this area from here to Rancho, we'll get a park. And we'll see what we can do. This year, we can only do so much because of the fact that we're lacking time. We haven't made arrangements from beforehand. The place that we used to have it, we aren't able to go there to that place to have it there. So now to find a new place is hard for us, and we are looking actively to find a place where we can do it on a better scale. No, the light went out somewhere. Yes. Hello? Yes. Hey, it's on. Go ahead.
I have a question. You said the problems we have in our life, Allah gave it to us. But I heard many times that sometimes the problems we get is the trial or punishment. So how do we know which problem we are having is the trial and which one is punishment?
Okay, very good. You see, really understand this, right? Do not fall into this wrong idea that a lot of us have. And I've heard, people on the member speaking about this incorrectly, all the time. Azab of Allah is only in Akhirat. It's never in this world. This world, this dunya, the life of this dunya, is incapable of Allah's azab and is also incapable of Allah's ajr. It's not big enough for it. It's not intense enough for it. There's no azab here like that. When Allah speaks about azab in the dunya, it's more metaphorical than real. It's not a real azab. That's all in akhirat. That's why when we look at ourselves here, right? Yes, it is trials. Trials are from Allah. Allah is the one who tries us. He gives us the trials. He lets it happen to us. For example, shaitan. Shaitan is, playing havoc in our lives, let's say. Shaitan is misguiding everyone and doing all kinds of crazy things. You don't think Allah knows about that? You think he's hidden from Allah? Who allowed shaitan to have this power? Who allowed him to have free access to us? Who allowed him to do these things? Allah knows all these things, and he has everything in his plan. Shaitan is pre-planned. Not that Allah made shaitan, he became shaitan. But now that he became shaitan, Allah gave him the power. Okay. You are now having capacity until a known day. Anzirni ila yawmi yub'athun. Give me time until a known day. Okay, you got it. Go ahead, you got it. Now, you know what? I will make your insinuation a trial for believers. What you gonna do? This is all Allah's plan. Nothing is hidden from Allah. All comes from Allah, and that's the beauty behind it. And when Allah is doing this, He's doing it for our good. For us to be afraid of it is what's nonsensical. Why am I afraid of sparring when the trainer who is doing this to me is Allah? He's the one who's doing it, and when He is doing it, He will never let me get hurt. He will never harm me. Why would He harm me for? He will always show His mercy and always bring me up whenever I fall down. But He wants me to learn, and He wants me to grow. And growth, every one of you know that growth requires some falling down. A kid cannot walk until he falls down a few times. You can't ride a bike until you fall down a few times. No one rides for the first time. No one walks on the first step. Everyone falls down. And they have to fall down to learn. This is the natural pattern of growth. Growth happens when you fall down. And you have to fall down in life in order to learn and grow up.
But sometimes non-believers, they also have problems in their life.
Yeah, they also are growing. Allah is helping them grow also. Being Muslim and non-Muslim is nothing for Allah. That's nothing. For Allah, what's important is that this person is growing or not. When Allah creates something, listen, Allah's nature is what? He is a creator. He is Rabb, Rabbul Alameen. Rabb means someone who's making you grow up. And He is Rabb for Alameen. He wants everyone to grow, to become great, to reach the highest potential they can reach. He wants everyone to reach there. So He's making everyone go through trials, not just Mu'mineen. Mu'mineen have some special trials, because, you chose it. Yes.
So does that mean that non-Muslims also can enter heaven?
Listen, I would say, and the Quran would say that Muslims enter heaven. The question is, who is a Muslim? You see, that's the question. Allah says, Muslim enter heaven. Who is a Muslim? Muslim is someone who in his life grew towards Allah. Wherever he started, he grew towards Allah. He grew towards righteousness. A kafir is anyone who, wherever he started in life, he went away from Allah. He is a kafir. He might have died as a Muslim and you prayed janazah on him and put him in a Muslim graveyard, but to Allah he's a kafir. Because he went away. He took few steps back. But in that person who was burned, and was given to the lab by his relatives or whatever, he died, he grew towards Allah. And Allah is going to say, that is a Muslim. We have no clue who's a Muslim and who's a kafir now. Only Allah knows that. That's why Allah says, I am the one who knows the secrets of the hearts. Who grows and who grows backwards, that's my job, not your job. No, for us, a Muslim in Zahir terms is for our own practice. So that he can outline practices for us. To us, yes, for us, all we know is that someone who says, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah Rasulullah, based on that, then, for example, what they say about Abu Talib is right. He never became Muslim. He never said this to anyone. He never did this to them. Is there a witness who says that? You only have circumstantial evidence. No concrete evidence. All the evidence that we gave, right? He read the nikah of the Prophet and all these things. These are like circumstantial evidence. There's no concrete that yes, as a Muslim, he should have been officially sworn in. No, there's no such thing. But the fact is that if that's the case, then really we don't know, the reality of people. We just practice deen, according to what we see. We cannot do more than that, right? So for example, Allah had to outline about His laws, the laws of Islam and Kufr. So He said that this is the way you know it. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah is a Muslim. Finish. He's a Muslim. That's it. And that's where you know. So these are all things for us, not for Allah. Allah knows better than that. He knows more than that. He's not going to judge people by how we judge people. That's why He says, that you are not the judge. Allah ahkamul hakimin. He's the best judge. No, we judge according to what we see, not what we know. What we see, not what we know. We don't know much, and we see less. Yes, it's given by. That's why we just practice Islam. That's it. We ask for us to practice, not Allah to practice. Allah, you have to practice that also. If we buried him a Muslim, you better regard him a Muslim in Jannah. Listen, I know what he is, and you don't even know what he is. That's why when a person dies and we read the janazah for him, what do we say? That inni la na'lamu minhu shay'a. We don't know anything about this person, except for good. That's all. What actually he is, you know better.
How about the hadith that says if a mu'min dies, or supposedly mu'min dies, and then 40 mu'min witness that he is a mu'min, Allah will pass that witness?
Yes, I mean, that's true. But the thing is that, again, 40, one, a mu'min dies, and then bringing 40 mu'mineen as witnesses. Now, who's a mu'min? Is there any one mu'min who comes there? I mean, really, if there are 40 mu'mineen who testify that this person has grown up in his life, then true, it is true. Again, it goes back to the fact that Allah, you know better. Allahu Alam, not us, we don't know. And this is the mistake that we make, that we think that we can judge people. Or judge, I can't judge myself where I stand. Allah, I'm having a hard time to know where I started, where I'm ending. I want to make sure that I come 2 steps towards you. Let alone you all. How would I know where you began and where you end? We don't know about each other. So the best thing we can do is to just believe that Allah, you are in charge and you know what's in the hearts of every person.
Does Allah work in conjunction with the shaitan in any affair?
Oh, no. He doesn't work in any conjunction with any shaitan. Shaitan is an idiot who thinks that he's doing something outside of the box, He's that, smart and clever guy who thinks that, I'm not an idiot who does these things, I work outside the box, he thinks that. But, his example is like this. There's an example of a person, who was drunk. And he was so drunk, he was unconscious. A friend came and saw that this guy's unconscious, so he put him into a garbage bag and threw him on the back so he can take him home. On the way home, he got out of his consciousness, a little bit. He came out of the bag, right? His head came out of the bag, and he saw this other guy there who was drunk, who was stumbling. And then he just sees him from the garbage bag with his neck out and says, look at this drunkard. He can't even walk right. Man, you are being taken in a garbage bag, man. And you are making a remark on this guy who's stumbling. What is wrong with you?
Very quickly, if majority of the people are going to fail and go to hell, isn't Shaitan more successful?
You see, again, here's the thing, right? Majority of the people, right? Allah says that do not understand guidance, right? They are like this. The one thing you have to understand, it's in spite of the fact that Allah has helped them so much in their life to be right. That's the main point to understand. You see, it's not easy for Allah to send people to hell. When Allah does that, it's like, really, see, for example, if you come across someone who's so patient and so nice and so forgiving, someone, right, who never gets upset at anyone, never gets angry at anyone. If you see a person like that getting angry at someone, then the question in our mind, logically, is that what did you do to get his anger? Man, this guy never becomes angry at anyone. How did you make him angry? That's the question. How did you make Allah that angry, a God like that you have to go to hell? There's no doubt in my mind that you are a complete culprit. Who has done it, because, there's no way that Allah sends people to hell just like that. He takes it very seriously. And that's the question to ask, actually, when you look at that. Shaitan, no, listen, Shaitan has done his purpose the way Allah has led him. And he will tell Shaitan, thank you. You did a lot of the work that's there. And here's your room in hell. Go ahead. That's the end of that. Yes. If a person has done wrong and the wrong is a lot, but he believed in Allah and he really loved Allah and he wanted Allah, so yes, eventually he's going to go to heaven, Okay, alhamdulillah, a lot of questions, we had here. And it's getting hot here also, So thank you very much. We have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday left in Ramadan. Inshallah, I will ask Allah that Allah help us, to get through this month in the best way possible and give us renewed strength in this month so the last 3 days can be better than the past 27 days. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to hasten the reappearance of our Imam to make us his helper. Wa akhiru dawan alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala